Okay, so today we are going to see the built-in data types and some operations on them. Okay, so the basic operations and built-in data types in the Python. So just quickly, let me quickly start. I'm going to open my VS Code in here. Yep, the VS Code is opened. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to delete this thing. Okay, done. Now, first create a function. I will create a file. You can create a file from here. You have to tap in there, new file, and then name it whatever you want. So let me name it 01 python mastery.py. Okay, I'm just naming it like this. Tap enter and your file is ready to work. Okay, now let's just close this terminal thing. I'm going to set out the front some more. Okay, now let's say the first thing I want to show you is how you can print out anything in the console. Okay, what I mean by console is uh, let's say this is what we call a console. Okay, terminal you can see, or you can uh, see this command prompt as a console. Okay, so in the previous video I already show you how to run a file in Python. So today I'm not going to show you how to run a Python file in console or anything. I'm just going to directly run it from here in my VS Code. So let's just minimize it. Okay, so in VS Code how you can open up your terminal is you have to press Ctrl plus tilde sign. Okay, tilde is the previous button from your one. Okay, functions key one. Okay, so if I tap on Ctrl plus tilde, then the terminal will show, and then if I press it again the terminal will go. Okay, so you can just open up your terminal from here also. See, new terminal, Ctrl shift plus tilde, split terminal, Ctrl shift plus 5. You can see through them, go through them. Okay, this is the terminal stuff. Now what I can do is first going here, let's say how to print something in console. So to print anything you have to type print and then whatever you want to print in here. Let's say I want to print my name. Okay, my name. Okay, my name. And if I press Ctrl Shift tilde, it opens up a terminal, and I can say Python and my file name 01 that, and see the value is coming, my name. Okay, so you can press in there, or you can say you can tap in here and it will run the file for you. Okay, so I'm going to close every one of them. Now you already see that to print anything you have to type print, and inside that you have to give the thing you want to print. Okay, so you can print multiple things like that. So let's say I'm printing my name Ayush. Okay, so if I print it, see it's giving me my name Ayush. Okay, now if I erase this line of code and okay, one thing you can do is file and enable this autosave. So every time you write something it will autosave this. So I will highly suggest you to click on this autosave thing. Okay, so I'm separating the two thing that I want to print by a comma. So what it is going to do is, see, it's creating a space by its own. Okay, okay, just remember that. Okay, whatever we whenever we put a comma it will separate them with a space. Okay, that's good. Now the next part is, let's just leave it like that. Now the second part is comments. Okay, what is comments? Comments is in a program when the interpreter starts interpreting something. I mean when it starts reading out your Python file and start executing line by line. So a comment is what the interpreter is going to ignore. Okay, what I mean to say is, if I write something like this, um, let's say I'm taking it here and I write something like print hello. Okay, one second. Hello. Okay, I want to print this hello, and I want to print this hi, not this print my name and house thing. So what I can do is I can put a hash before all of them, before this part, and it is going to make it a comment. Okay, uh, you can see in VS Code it's highlighted with the green color. So it is going to ignore this line. If I run this file right now, see the hi and hello is printing only. The my name and house part is already excluded. So now what I can do is uh, I'm going to show you something uh, where we can use comments. Okay, so to use comments we use it like this, not like that. In a debugging case, let's say you write something, you don't want that code to be there, so and you are also thinking that in the next time I may need that code right there, so you have to write it again. So what you can do is you can comment it out. So in VS Code, the easiest method to comment something is to press Ctrl and backslash. Okay, so if you press the Ctrl and backslash, it will comment in and comment out. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm making a comment on this total code. I'm putting like this is to show that this is a comment. Okay, now what did this means, you have to, whoever is going to work after you in your project, so you have to leave something for them to understand what this line of code means. Okay, so I leave this comment. This is to show that this is a comment. They can understand that this is a comment by reading this. To show them that this is a comment, I'm just giving examples to you guys. Okay, now come to the next part. We have data types. Okay, now in data types I'm going to comment all of them. Okay, commenting all of them. Hold on, let me just put doubles. Okay, so I have comment all of them. Now in data types we have several data types, built-in data types, which is coming along with the Python. Okay, so the first and foremost thing and the most necessary part is a, a integer. Okay, what is a integer? Integer is a whole number. You can say integer like a whole number, which represents a full um, number, or you can say not a decimal value. So that is called an integer, like a equals to 27, a equals to 43, a equals to 4, like this. So I'm putting it here, a equals to 27. And now to comment it out, let's say I'm giving it a comment of integer int, let's say int, and then I'm going to give b. Now after integer there comes float 5.006. Okay, what it means is this is a float value. Float means it's a decimal number with a precision pointer. What is precision pointer? Precision pointer is how much value you are taking after the decimal point. Okay, so I'm taking 3, so its precision value is 3. Okay, so now I'm going to save this as float. Okay, so after that let's come to string. What is a string? You already have seen a string. So string is like this, whatever we put in quotations. Okay, so let's say I'm putting a value like hello. Okay, so this becomes a string. Okay, so string the string. Okay, now let's say I'm giving it more space. Okay, so this is a string. You can put 5 in here. Let's say I'm putting 5. so it also becomes a string. Now it's not an integer. Okay, whatever I put in quotations, it becomes string. So you can put something in a single quotation also. Let's say 68, this is also string. Let's say hello, it is also string. Okay, so I'm just putting it here. Let's say I'm putting hello. Okay, we'll see a bit of things about string now. Let's say if I want to print this string C, okay, I can directly write C because we have put this value, this hello value, inside C. So what this C called is a variable. Okay, what is a variable? Variable means um, whatever I put inside something. Okay, let's say uh, when you have done math, you always think of, let's assume x is 27, so x is a variable in here. Or you can think of a container or something like that. Let's say you put rice in your house inside a container, so that is called a variable. That container is a variable for that rice. So now this C is a variable for this string hello. Okay, now this B is a variable for this float 5.006. So now this A is a variable for this integer 27. Okay, 27 basically. So this is a variable. What we can do is we can directly print this hello, or you can print this C. C means the variable. It will print out the variable's value. Okay, if I run this, you will see it is printing out hello because the C contains the value of hello. Okay, now let's get to the next part. If there is something called um, escape sequence, okay, CP escape sequence. Escape sequence. Okay, so what escape sequence does is, let's say if I put a slash and put an n, and then I type hello viewers. Okay, so now if I print this C again, you will see this is printing hello, and then in the next line this is printing viewers. What this slash n means is it is a escape sequence of next line. Slash n means next line. If I put here T, it means tab, so it puts up tab in between hello and viewers. Okay, now to show you something, let's say if I put a double slash. So now let's say I'm trying to put one slash in my whatever I have. Let's say I'm trying to show you is 2 division, sorry 2/6, and now if I print it, so see it's giving me a symbol. Okay, it's giving me a symbol. If you can print it out if you can't see this, but it is giving me a symbol, not the 6. So it is taking this as a pure symbol. Okay, so if I want to print this slash, so what I can do is I can put a double slash. This is called an escape sequence. So if I print it now, so you can see it is printing only one slash. Okay, and the other slash is escaped. Okay, so now 2/6. Okay, so print out one slash, you have to put double slash. Now if you want to put a quotation, let's say few views on that channel become very good, and now I'm putting Adam's channel. Okay, now if I already if I put a double quotation inside this, see this becomes a error. Whenever there is a error occurs, your VS Code will underline that with a red marking, okay, red underline. So here it is taking Adam until Adam as a string, and after that it is not taking anything. Okay, so to um, fix this error, what you can do is you can put a single quotation in here. You can also put a single quotation in here. Remember, we can define a string with a single quotation also. So whenever you are using a double quotation inside your string, so what you can do is use a single quotation marking to specify your uh, string, and also vice versa. Okay, so I'm just putting it here like this. See, it is putting the exact value. Views on the channel become very good, Adam's channel. Okay, so now what you can do is we can move on to the next part, and vice versa. Okay, in this part, if you are putting double quotation to identify your string, and then you can put a single quotation to inside the string. Okay, so now to get to the next part, we have a boolean value. What is boolean? Boolean means boolean means true and false. So we'll work with that when we are going to see conditional statements, but for now you understand what is boolean is. Boolean always becomes true and false. Okay, so it is true or false. True boolean, let's say I'm putting it boolean, bool. Okay, now the next part is list. Okay, so in list you can put 1 comma 2 comma 3 to identify a list. uh, so what list does is it contains multiple element inside a single thing. Let's say and whichever you have a background in C and C++, you can think it like an array. Okay, but it's not exactly as a array. You can think it like array. Okay, okay, I will show you something. So let's say uh, what is the difference between C's array and Python's list? You can specify different data types in here. Let's say if I put iOS here, so it will also become a list. In C, whoever you are coming from the background of C, you see in their array we have to first specify which types of array it is. It's a integer array, or it's a character array, or anything like that. But in here you doesn't have to put anything like that, and also you doesn't have to be restrained by that you have to put only one data type in the list. So in here I have put that two integer and one string. So if I am going to print this screen, see what's going to happen is if I print this list, it is going to print the whole list. Okay, now let's say if I want to access the first element of this list. Okay, so we have to do is index that list. So every indexing, let's say what is the index, if you open up a new book you will see an index page. So what index does is it's number everything with a unique number system. So in the first number, there comes with a chapter in the book, and with the second number there comes with the next chapter in the book. Okay, so in that case uh, you can find every chapter with the numbering system. So in here you also use indexing. So in Python, indexing, not in Python, in most of the languages, indexing start from 0. Okay, so the first index is 0, the second index is 1, and so on, the 2, and so on, dot 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 dot. Okay, so if I try to access this 1 inside this list, we have to specify the list first. Let's say E is the list, and input the index what you want to access. So let's say I want to access the 0th index, which means the 1. So it should print 1. See, it's printing 1. Let's say I want to access the third element of the index, which is Ayush. So I'm going to put here 2. Remember, the third element is indexed with 2. See, it's printing Ayush. Okay, so this is in most of the cases this is a list operations. There is also an operations called print e, and there is also operation called e dot append, let's say 6. What is going to do is, let's say here is only 3 elements, it's appending a 6 element is 6, okay, 6 inside this list. So you will see 1 2 Ayush and 6. Okay, if I run this, hold on, let me just see 1 2 Ayush and 6. Okay, it's showing in here. So this is the basic operations we do with a list, and you can also change a list item with the index. Let's say I'm changing the 1 to become a string which is called Mundal. Okay, so if I try to print my list, you will see now the list contains Mundal to Ayush. Okay, see, you can change item of a list with the indexing. Okay, now I'm cutting it here and I'm going to put something. Let's say now we have come to the part of tupling. Okay, what is tuple? Tuple is just like a list, but we can't change anything inside the tuple, or you can't append anything inside the tuple, which means it is a bag, uh, it is a full bag where you cannot put anything beside when you put something in start. Okay, so let's say in starting we are putting it here 3 comma 4 comma 5. Okay, so now the bag becomes full. Okay, so the bag is full, so it is tuple. Now we can't put anything inside the bag. Okay, so if I print f, so you will see it is going to show me 3 4 5. Now if I try to put anything inside the f, let's say not I'm not appending anything. So first, let's try to change anything from this list, tuple. So I'm going to change the third element, which is index with the 2. So I'm selecting the third element, and now if I put here, let's say I'm changing the value to 80. Okay, if I put 80, see there is going to be an error. See, it is giving me an error which is say tuple object does not support item assignment. So you can't assign items. Okay, you can't change items inside the bag after initialization, and you can't also append anything inside this f, which means the tuple. Okay, this is the basic things about tuple. So now let's go to the next part, which we have is set. What is a set? Whichever you have a math background, you know what is a set. Set is a collection of unique sequences. Okay, so what I mean by unique sequences is you can put special values like dollar, special symbols like dollar, hash, at the rate, things like that, and but this is going to be unique. This have to be unique, so one item at a time. Let's say I can put same thing twice or thrice inside a list or inside a tuple. Let's say 4 inside a tuple, so I have put 2 4 and 2 1 inside a list and tuple. So if I put e and print it, so it is going to show me 1 2 Ayush and 1. Okay, so let's just clear our terminal first. Okay, now if I try to put let's say if I try to run f and run it, you see 3 4 5 4. It is giving me 3 4 5 4, twice the value of 4. Okay, but now you will see if I put 4 comma 4 comma 4 comma 4, 4 times 4 and a 5, what a set going to return is, remember I said it is going to have a collection of only unique sequences. So if I put this set right now, you will see only two values is printing, 4 and 5. Every one of them is a duplicate, so it remove the duplicate value and print only one of them. Okay, so this is a set. There is also set operations. I will highly encourage you to see the operations by yourself, because set operations, there there are multiple set operations. So yeah, you can see them. uh, I will recommend a set operation after defining the next data type, which you can see by yourself. The next data type we have is called dictionary. This is a very important data type. In dictionary, if you remember, in the normal dictionary, let's say English to Arabic or English to Italian, whichever dictionary you take, in dictionary there we have a key value. Okay, what is the key? uh, from which you are going to find your word. Let's say I'm finding a word called orange. Okay, so how I'm going to find that orange inside the dictionary? There is so much thing in the dictionary, so much word in the dictionary. So what I'm going to see is, first we can find the O sequence. Okay, O, where is O? So I have found the O in page like 744 page. So after that, in orange we have OR. So we are going to find OR. Where is OR? So I found OR. Now I'm going to find ORA. So I have found, after that I have found ORANG. Okay, orange. So in here we also have a key value. Let's say my key value is first name. Okay, now the value of this key is, let's say my name is Ayush, so the first name becomes Ayush. The key value is Ayush, key is Ayush, and the value is sorry, the key is first name and the value is Ayush, so it becomes a key value pair. So what is a dictionary? Dictionary is a key value pair. Let's say if I print this dictionary, so you see it's printing first name Ayush, it's a key value pair. Now I can also specify multiple things, like I can also give it like a last name, name Mondal. Okay, if I try to print right now, see there is a two attribute, two key value pair, last name and first name. So let's say I'm just only taking the first name. How you can take the first name? You can take the first name by like this. You can specify your key value, first name, and you can print it like that. So it is going to return only the value of the key you mentioned above. Okay, so this is the set dictionary operation. And what I mentioned earlier, the set operation I'm going to recommend you to look into is when we convert a set items to a key items of a dictionary. Okay, you can look into that. Okay, I am going to put it like this, dict. So it is mentioned in the dictionary form. For the next data type, we have a complex number. Okay, I am not going to go very deep in complex number uh, because that can become a very unnecessary topic for many of you. So let's go to a complex number. What is a complex number? Uh, we specify a complex number, if I am going to be very basic and very blunt about it. So I can say a complex number, what you called is a I, and what is the value of I? We can say is its value of I is root over -1. Okay, so to make a normal number a complex number, we can put this command, or you can say this is a function name complex. Okay, so in complex we can put a comma b. If we put a comma b, then if I print this I, you will see something nice in here. See, it's returning 27 plus 5.006 j. Okay, now what is this thing? Okay, this j is the complex value. Okay, so whatever I told you, root over -1. So this is the imaginary part. Okay, so now in a complex number there is something called imaginary and also there is something called real number. So if I print the imaginary part, it is showing me the imaginary part is 5.006 and the real part is 27. It's going to be 27.0. Okay, see, so you don't need anything more than this in complex number. In most of the cases, you can look into the complex number if you are going for a data science background. So I will highly encourage you to look into that. So what I've shown is a complex number, and to compute the real part you have to type I real, and to calculate the imaginary part you have to type IMAG. Okay, imaginary part. Okay, so this is it for the complex number. And the next part is bytes. Okay, what is a bytes? So bytes is a very interesting concept. So I'm going to show you bytes. What is a bytes? So you know that in memory allocations there is things called megabytes, gigabytes, terabytes, bytes, kilobytes. So bytes is you can say a small unit of that same memory allocation thing. So in bytes, if we convert this 6 into a byte, what is going to show me is let's say I'm going to print this j. If I print this j, so see, it's giving me a byte code. Okay, so this is a byte code /x00/x00, something like this, 3 and 3. See, this is a 6, and if I put 7 in here, if I put 7, so it is giving me /x00 one more time. Okay, so this is what you convert a byte code. Okay, so this is a byte code. Now there is also something called byte array. Byte array. In byte array, we provide a complete list. Okay, so you can provide a complete list. So where we have a list is this, that e part. If I provide this e here and try to print k, notice something. Okay, so it is giving me a error which is based on the string object I have inputted in the list. See, you can put a string and integer inside a list, that is acceptable, but you can't put a string object inside a byte or byte array. Okay, so what you have to do is let's say let's make a new list in here, 1 comma 2 3 comma 4 comma 5 comma 6. Okay, I'm making a new list in here. Okay, now if I clear the console out and if I print it one more time, see, it is giving me a byte array of like this, 0 1 0 3 0 4 0 5 0 6. Okay, so this is a byte array. So this is bytes and this is byte array. Okay, after that there is also something called memory view. We use this memory view in, let's say, management things. Okay, not hotel management or anything like that. It's just memory management thing. In Python, we most of the time we don't need memory view, uh, but sometime when you are working with a memory, then that time you need a memory view of things. Okay, so what I'm going to show you right now is a error first. Okay, if I put a memory view of 5, you will see what will happen is it's giving me a error. Okay, so what is this error? Memory view, a byte like object is required, not a int. So you have to put a byte in here. So to put a byte, let's say I'm putting the j in here because j is a byte object. So now if I print this l, see, it's giving me a memory location. Let's clear this console, and if I print this a, see, it's giving me a memory location of this. Okay, so this is a hexadecimal number. If you don't know, this is a hex value. Okay, so it's a memory location in your file. So notice this number. Okay, so this number was first, let's just copy it and just put it in here with a comment. So this was the number. Now if I try to run this one more time, see, now if I compare this number with this number, okay, so the number is not uh, same, and also whenever you are running this on your local machine, the number is not going to be the same, because memory location are changing continuously. Okay, it change continuously. You if you go to quantum computing, we are using that same theory of changing memory location one time to another time, of plus and minus values of some things like that, atoms and things like that. So in this case, the computer always change memory time to time. Where are we running this code? It's running on your RAM, okay, not your HDD or anything like that. It's loading in your RAM and it's running inside your RAM, okay. So in the RAM, it's continuously changing its location 0x0000. This, if I run this once again, the memory location is going to be changed. See, it's already changed. Okay, 1B96. Okay, so whenever you are running this here, this thing, okay, so it is going to be changed. Okay, don't think that you are getting a different number means your code is not right. It's not like that. You are running perfectly fine. Okay, now after that memory view, there is something called a range. Okay, what is a range? Range is like this. If you put a 5 in here, so it becomes a range object. We are going to see range object when we are dealing with the loops. But let's just, let me show you something very quick. If I print m, you will see it's giving me a range of 0 to 5. It means this m contains a range of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it have the range of 0 to 5. Okay, we will see that in the loop section one more time. Don't worry about that. So it is a range, and the next and the upper part is memory view. Now uh, in the next part we have a frozen set. Okay, what is a frozen set? Now to give you a very minimum uh, explanation, because frozen set, in most of the cases we don't need a frozen set. You are going to always use, most of the time you are going to use list, tuple, dictionaries, things like that. But to show you what is a frozen set, let's say I am putting in here our set, okay, the normal set value 4445. Okay, so if I put a g in here and try to execute and get the value of n, so you will see it's giving me a frozen set of 4, 5. A frozen set is immutable, can't put anything inside this. Okay, I'm not going to tell you anything more than that. What is a frozen set? You can look into that, but you are most probably you are not going to use a frozen set. Okay, so if I go to the next part, there's the last thing called a none value. Okay, none. So what is a none? If you are coming from another background, a none is a null variable. Okay, but you know null in other languages. In similar cases we use none. Exactly not null, but in similar cases we use none. Okay, so it's a fancy way to saying this is value does not consist of anything. Okay, so now this is a none. Okay, none. Okay, so this is a none value. So these are the built-in data types inside Python. So in most of the cases you are going to use integer, float, string, boolean, list, tuples, set, dictionary. After that, this parts, from here you are going to use none and range, and with, outside them, in very few cases you are going to use bytes, but other than that you are not going to use other data types. I'm just showing you to give you examples and all the data types that it consists of. Okay, so okay guys, have a good day. See you in the next video.